Hi, I'm Adam Singer, Analytics Advocate at Google. Today I'm here with two friends of mine, Jaakko and Pekka, from technology partner Leadfeeder. They're visiting us in Mountain View, California, all the way from Finland. So we're really excited to have them here to share some marketing best practices with all of you. If you've never heard of Leadfeeder, here's just a super quick intro. Leadfeeder is a web app that increases your sales intelligence by integrating your sales and marketing data in a really unique way. Combined with Google Analytics, Leadfeeder makes B2B marketing a much more data-driven and strategic effort. Today we're going to explore some hands-on ways you can get started as a B2B marketer to best use Google Analytics and Leadfeeder together. Specifically, our agenda for the talk includes reviewing the Google Analytics Network report for sales, a GA report template tool, the GA Leadfeeder, or the Leadfeeder app itself, and then we're going to go through a super quick question and answer session. But before we do, there's just a few slides I want to go through because Google Analytics and B2B marketing overall are two things that go together so well. First off, not only is Google Analytics an important tool for all types of marketers, it really lets us understand how people come to your site and app, how different content performs, and most importantly, how to get the most out of those conversions. Additionally, for most B2B firms, and my background is on the consulting side for many B2B companies, the main purpose of our sites is, of course, to generate sales leads. It's something we live and die by. And so in addition to getting visitors to fill out some kind of contact form, there's something else we can do here, and that's what we're going to get into a little bit right now. So I'm going to pass it over to Jaakko to go through this a bit more.
Big thanks, Adam, for the intro. And so the big problem we are solving here with Google Analytics and Leadfeeder is that many companies try a lot of traffic to their website. But the problem is that only 1 or 2% of those website visitors leave their contact details. And of course, this means that there are lots of unknown companies and prospects already visiting your website, showing an interest. But the big problem also is that your salespeople don't know about them, and instead they are making cold calls, which is not effective. So with Google Analytics and Leadfeeder, we can dig into deep this problem and resolve it with Google Analytics data and Leadfeeder. And now to kick this off, I'll hand it over to Pekka, and Pekka is going to go through some Google Analytics parts of this solution.
Great, thanks Jaakko. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's first go to Google Analytics, and one of the best reports to get you started with knowing who visits your website and what they do there is the network report. And you can find the network report under audience, and there's technology and network. So here you can see the list of networks where your traffic is originating from. And as you can see, most of the top 10 entries here, they are kind of like ISPs, so people that are coming to your website from their home or through mobile networks. You're not really interested in those, and that's why in a later stage we want to filter those out. The default list is ordered by sessions. A much better way to look at this is to order it by pages per session, because now you can see the companies first that have shown most interest. So, right now we are already seeing some real companies here, but I want to get rid of some ISPs further. So the best way to do that is to go to custom segments and create a new segment where we filter out those service providers that we know that are ISPs. So let's go to conditions. And we want to exclude the ones where service provider equals regex. We have created this list of ISPs on our blog post, so you can go to blog.leadfeeder.com, and here you can at the bottom see a ready-made list that you can just copy paste to your Google Analytics. So I'll just take it from there and copy paste it here, and let's call this no ISPs segment, and let's save. So now we are seeing a bit more clearer and better list of visiting organizations. If you want to know where these companies are from, just click country from the secondary dimensions, and it will tell you from which countries these companies are from. I could also have the city here to see in more details. Let's think about the situation where you have a global sales team, and for example, you have salespeople in the UK. So they would be interested in only UK companies. So what you can do is that you can go to the advanced filters and select country as United Kingdom, and just just push apply, and you can see the list of companies from UK that have visited your website based on who has visited most pages. So the next thing you want to do is to know what they did on the website, and this is done by creating again a custom segment out of that company. So I'm just gonna copy paste this Borwood Limited here, and I'll remove the no ISPs filter, and let's create a new segment where service provider equals the company that I'm interested in. Let's have a preview of this segment. So now what Google Analytics did was it narrowed down the data to show information from only this particular company. So now if I go to, for example, behavior and site content all pages, I can see which pages this company has loaded. I can see that they've been on our job section, so not probably the best candidate for sales, but maybe a good candidate for HR. So it gives you that insight also. There's another really good report which is pretty new in Google Analytics. It's called User Explorer. If I go there, I can see the client ID, which is the user ID of this user. And by clicking that, I can see page by page what they have done on the website. I'll just get rid of the events we are collecting so it looks a bit nicer. So we can see that 10, 12, they came to the front page, went to the jobs page, and this is how the visit progressed. So this gives your sales guys a pretty good idea what the company has done there, and if this is interesting for contacting or not. To make everything more simple for sales guys, we have created some custom report tools that you can install in your Google Analytics and have these reports much more usable form. So in Google Analytics, there's the custom reports. You can do it yourself, or you can install a ready-made template from Solution Gallery or from somebody else. So I'm just gonna go again to the blog post we've created. So blog.leadfeeder.com/Google Analytics custom report, and there's a link here which takes you to Google Analytics and installs the template tool there. You just need to select which profile do you want to attach it to, and let's click create. So in this tool, we've already done the ISP filtering. You already have the best companies here, and you can click in to see what they have done on the website. So this way, your salespeople can have an easier way to look what's happening on the website. Please try this on your own website. It's a free tool available on our blog post. And next we're gonna go to see what Leadfeeder does. So at Leadfeeder, this has been like the starting point where we started, and we've taken this lead generation to a next level. So Leadfeeder connects to your Google Analytics, fetches the data from there, automatize everything what we just saw, and also connects with your other data sources such as your CRM, email marketing tool, and company databases to give you like full enriched information about the website visitors. And here's Jaakko to tell you more about that.
All right, thank you, Pekka. And let's kick this off. So now you'll see the Leadfeeder view, and to give you a quick insight what has happened here before is that you just go to our website, log into the tool, and choose to which Google Analytics view you want to connect your Leadfeeder to. We then backload you 30 days of data, again filter out internet service providers, irrelevant traffic, and fill you fresh leads to view like this. And now what I see here is I can see visiting companies that have been in our site since yesterday. These are now in order of quality, so how many page views and visits they have had. So it's a quick, nice insight for a sales guy to see, for example. And usually what happens after marketing person signs up to the tool is that they invite salespeople into the tool. So you can do that easily from the settings and users and add them with their email addresses. And then if I pretend to be a sales guy, I jump into the tool, and let's say I want to see companies that have been in our site in the last 30 days. So I get a view like this, more companies obviously, and let me click one open just for an example. So what we bring you is we can show you general details of the company, what size they are, and information like that. I can also, as a sales guy, see how I'm networked with the company. So usually you don't want to do cold touch connections and contacts. So here's some examples that you could be using if you want to contact this company. And then under here, I can see that 16th of March, they have been in our site. Pretty interesting visits to our pricing page, checking out our use cases and our case study stories. An insight that is definitely interesting for me as a salespeople. And instead of me doing cold contacting, I think I'd be happy to have a follow-up to this company as I know already the location of the visit and what they have been doing in the site. And I have, for example, second level connections with the company. So now to kick this off even further, I can create different custom feeds to separate the most interesting companies that have been in our site. So I can click from here to create a custom feed, and we have all different filters that you can use. So if you want to have companies that have been in a separate blog post or in your pricing page, you can select those with the page URL filter. You can target it with your ad campaigns or whether they came from Facebook or LinkedIn. So if you do any campaigns in Facebook, it's interesting to of course see that which companies came from that to your site and hand those over to your salespeople with Leadfeeder. I can filter with cities or company and things like that. And I can even filter by those companies that are already in your CRM that have visited your site. So that's something I'm going to talk to you a bit later on. But let's see an example that I've created already. And I have this feed here where I've been interested in companies that came from US that visit our pricing page. And I get a nice view of these companies here from that. And I'll click one company open. I again see some general information of the company. Now I see that I have pretty solid network also there. So I have some mutual connections for people who work at this company. And then from here we can see how the thing has progressed. So they have came from entrepreneur.com article, probably telling about us, a couple more visits later on, and then again use case visits and things like that. So definitely there seems to be an interest. So again, I know the visit location, I know what they have been doing in the site. Probably I would contact someone responsible of sales and marketing in this company. When I created this custom feed, what I can do to automate things at the same time is I can set email alerts of all the companies that match this criteria that I've just set here. So if you think your sales guy should have daily or weekly notifications of companies visiting your site, you can easily access that from here. Then let's take another example from here. So let's say this GSV company has some interesting visit behavior. So what I can do is I can automate my website lead generation directly to our CRM. So for example, Pipedrive or Zoho or Salesforce. And in this case, we have Pipedrive integrated in here. So I can click to connect. I can choose, do I send visits to Pipedrive and also upcoming visits to there. So once I connect it easily from here to our CRM, the next time a company visits our website, it will automatically be sent to our CRM where the sales guys can follow up from there. And how our users usually do this is that when they have a quality company that has multiple visits, hits pricing pages and things like that, then they send it to the CRM and they'll handle it from there when the funnel goes further. As a marketing people, you might be interested to see, of course, like what kind of companies come if you do Google AdWords campaigns. So Jesse here has created an AdWords leads filter, and I can show you what we have here. So the source medium has been set to be Google CPC. So I can see all the keywords of the companies that have come to our site. So in this example, I can see that it's with the keyword who visited my site, and I can see also the campaign that has happened there and exactly what they have done in our site. So you can do all kinds of interesting tricks like target separate LinkedIn companies, the company and the title of the person, try traffic to websites, and when you see companies, you can pretty much tell that what type of a person it might have been. And also, as we mentioned before, we integrate to email marketing tools. So for example, if you happen to use MailChimp, what kind of power we can give that to is obviously in MailChimp you know that these people clicked from your newsletter, but you don't have any idea what they did afterwards. So with the data from Google Analytics and combining it with Leadfeeder, we can show you also same sort of information in an individual level. So for example, this Joe here, obviously interested in our jobs, so I might pass this person to our HR department and let them handle that. And let's see some other visit examples. So here, this Victor guy might be in our newsletter campaign, just thinking that maybe he reads just blog posts, things like that. But in here, if we see pricing page visits, that's already a signal again for the sales guys to be in contact with him and ask if he would need help or pitch the tool for him in general. And that's pretty much how the tool comes together. And as mentioned before, you can have a free 30-day free trial from that if you want, and just play around with it and see how it goes. And yeah, I'll hand it back to Adam from here.
Thanks so much. That was such an awesome demo of what B2B marketers can and should be doing, not just in Google Analytics, but in Leadfeeder, which is a great tool. So we talked a lot about just lead generation overall. And of course, the end goal for a lot of B2B marketers is to get people to fill out that contact form. That's what we all know and love. But in addition to the contact form, can you share some of your favorite micro conversions or things that you want to see users do along the way before they ultimately hand over their contact information and say, I want to talk to a sales rep?
Yeah, definitely. So some of the most typical micro conversions we are seeing or suggesting to our clients are like, for example, PDF downloads or pricing page visits, or that they visited the contact page but they didn't fill it. So you should be monitoring how many of those you are getting, like does the number go up, and also with this kinds of tool, you can identify which companies have been there. So that's kind of like a neat new way to generate more leads for the sales guys. So that's one of the like go-to strategies that we are suggesting to our clients.
Yeah, I like PDF downloads as an event, which you could track as a goal in GA, of course.
Exactly.
Leadfeeder looks awesome. Can you share sort of, okay, I'm a B2B company. How would I get started? What's sort of the process? Because there's so much you can do. What's like a best practice for starting out with Leadfeeder?
Yeah, sure. So typically the easiest way is that a marketing manager or a person like that signs up to the tool. As mentioned before, it's really easy to do. So a couple of clicks, we backload the data and show you what companies have been in there already. So then it's maybe two options there. So marketing person can set up these custom feeds and think that which companies are qualified enough to be sent to salespeople, or you can invite salespeople already to the tool. They can build their own feeds, send out those email alerts and integrate it to CRM and go from there. So depends on how do you share the turf between your sales and marketing departments, but overall what we have seen and like to see more and more is the alignment of sales and marketing departments with tools like this.
Yeah, that's a big theme. Definitely getting sales and marketing people working together, I think, is probably one of the best ways to tell like a well-run organization, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe if I can just add here, like one of the typical ways how salespeople use it is that they want to get notified when some company that they are already talking with, when they visit the website again. So a really good notification is that I want to have a daily notification of those companies where I have an open deal or open opportunity. So that really like gives you feedback if, for example, when they react to your quote or something like that.
You talked about a free and demo version of Leadfeeder versus a paid version. So what does the user get in the difference between those two?
Yeah, so we start off with a 30-day premium trial, as we call it. So you have all the premium features there. You have integrations, all the data accessible there, and that's really powerful. And with the lead version, how we restrict it is that you see companies that have been in your site in the last 7 days. We don't show you what they have been doing in the site, but you get kind of a nice to know level information in the free version too. So definitely for some companies that's enough, but then to kick it off, we definitely recommend to use the pro version because you get all the integration and sales and marketing play well together with that.
Yeah, cool. So just to sort of take a step back a little bit, I think companies that are generating a lot of B2B leads are going to find this amazingly useful out of the box. But can you talk a little bit about some of your favorite go-to tactics for maybe some B2B marketers that are struggling to sort of fill that pipeline and get additional leads?
Yeah. Well, one tactic I'd say is what we do in our content marketing. So that's a big buzzword, of course, but what we have seen is that every time we do a blog post, what we do is we get an quote or something like that from an influencer, and when they are in the text itself, they will help to share it and buzz that out, and with that we have seen a big increase in conversion to a certain blog post, for example.
Yeah, I think that's great. The influencer marketing, you guys have gone out and found out who are those people that matter for my sector in particular. So whether that's MarTech or healthcare or what have you, finding out who those specific influencers that matter and working with them on content on your site has been effective. Yeah, that's great. Any other advice or insights you can share for B2B marketers to improve their results, especially with 2017 upon us? I think people are definitely still doing white papers and those are still working. But what are some of the more exciting trends that you guys have seen?
Yeah, I think like the alignment between marketing and sales is definitely one key theme. What's going on all the time, and I would suggest the marketing people to like really connect with the sales guys and and talk with them about what information the marketing has about the customers, because like what we are seeing is that CRMs only have a fraction of the information that's available in the company. There's lots of great information in email marketing tools, marketing automation, web analytics, which isn't used by the sales guys. It's only in the like marketing people's systems, and these are not integrated with each other. So, and many times the salespeople are totally unaware what's happening on the marketing side, what the marketing is saying to the same people that the sales is talking with. So I would really suggest like marketing and salespeople to get together and share the information they have, and find out ways how marketers can better help salespeople to make more sales, because eventually that's the goal of the business.
Yeah.
I definitely see the importance of breaking down organizational silos. You know, we see that in every area of analytics. The more that you share information and data, and the more open you're with it across the company, the more success everyone's going to have.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
All right, great. I think that's a wonderful way to wrap things up. If you want to learn more, check out leadfeeder.com and definitely give the free demo a spin, and hopefully you'll find the paid version to be useful as well. Thanks so much for coming out, and we'll see you guys soon next visit to Mountain View.
great.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Adam,
Adam.
for having us. Thanks.
Cheers.